And that's it, live from Republica in Berlin. We're breaking it down, the most amazing sessions to 3 minutes, and we just had a keynote battle about the next generation of television, and I think we could break it down to 3 minutes, and next to me there's Ellie Castle from the BBC, from BBC 3, and you had some great arguments about what television could be in the next years, and yeah, you just moved from a linear station to a online-only television format. And I think we have 3 minutes for you to go with your arguments about the future of television.
Thank you very much.
Just wait for the beep.
Oh, So I want to argue that the move for BBC Three to go from a linear TV channel to an online-only service proves that young audiences need public service broadcasters more than ever. Just a bit of context, BBC Three is a young channel, the only multi-genre young digital channel in the UK for 16 to 34-year-olds. We do current affairs, we do factual programs, we do news, as you would expect. We also have a lot of entertainment, some fantastic scripted comedy, and we also have some light factual formats as well that show the lighter side of young people's lives. So far, so good. A fantastic television service that works well for its audience in its market, higher reach and share than other competitors in the market, and doing what public service broadcasters do best. And then in March this year, the BBC made a decision to, subject to approval from our governing body, the BBC Trust, move BBC Three off the linear airwaves and to be a digital-only service. Now, this is exciting and daunting in equal measure. Even our leadership have said that there are going to be some real challenges about it, but we feel really strongly that it's a fantastic opportunity. And there are 3 reasons why we feel that. Firstly, we're going to be going ahead of our audiences. Linear TV does matter still to young audiences in the UK, and 85% of BBC Three content is watched live or on the same day as live. So we're not quite there yet in terms of everybody only watching digital content or on demand. So we're going to be reflecting those changing behaviours, but we're also going to shape audience behaviours as such a big player as we are in the market. So we're really excited about the opportunity. What we want to do is take what's great about BBC Three, what's great about digital, and merge the two to make a service that really is of the digital world for young audiences. Secondly, in changing audience behaviours, we're going to shape the market. We don't want to dominate the market, but we want to lead in it. The BBC is known for its history and innovation, and we're going to be innovating in terms of the types of formats, forms, genres, and talent that we use on BBC Three. So we're really excited about the opportunity this provides us to shape and build and move the market on. And thirdly, for a new audience with a new market, we're really excited about how many creative opportunities this is going to give us. A chance to be truly innovative as it gets in the UK market today. So this is about thinking about the audience needs for different content on different platforms at different times, moving the audience on, coming up with new forms and formats, working in new partnerships with other people. So we're really excited about the creative opportunities that this brings. Oftentimes people think that new technology isn't going to work, but we're really excited at BBC about moving linear audiences onto digital services.
Hey, that's back timing.
I planned it.
That was the beep. But if we have plenty of time, so we can have a little discussion. So my question to you is, you said like you want to lead the market as a public service broadcaster. Why are public service broadcasters so important in the future anymore? Everybody can broadcast right now.
Exactly, and we want to feed into that and be a part of that whole movement. But public service broadcasting in the UK has a really strong role in terms of innovation. So there are formats, presenters, comedians, talent, and ways of communicating with audiences that only public service broadcasters could and will do, so as to push the boundaries and see where the opportunities are. We feel really strongly that young audiences need and want multi-genre channels, and a lot of the content that often is marketed at them from a commercial perspective perhaps is more towards the entertainment end of the spectrum, and we do that as well. But we think there's a very important role for us in terms of current affairs and factual programming that we can do as a public service broadcaster. So I'd say two things. One is innovation, and the other one is making sure that audiences are exposed to a range of genres.
But there's so many platforms like YouTube where you have so many talents on it. So new talents, new comedians, new musicians, new TV shows, new formats. Is it like a really big casting platform and you take these talents to the BBC, or is it more like, okay, we need to search for the talents there and we need to keep them online?
Well, on BBC Three, they will be online. Excuse me. So we can work with people who are out there experimenting, trying new things, and we can partner with them. We can put the weight of the BBC's expertise, our history and our knowledge around curation and high-quality storytelling. So we can build the strengths, as I said, of the BBC with the strengths of the talent who are out there, and we can get it to a wider audience than it possibly otherwise would be.
Yeah. If you talk about a public service like the BBC, and we see some other services like civic services or user-generated services, I think one of the best examples for that is Wikipedia. So everybody can contribute, everybody can write stories and write the history. Could you imagine the BBC being like Wikipedia in the future, where everybody can contribute videos to the BBC library, everybody could take videos from the BBC library and remix it, reshare it?
I think we'd have to see how it goes. I think we want to make sure that we are continuing to push the boundaries in terms of quality and in terms of delivering to the public content which enriches their lives. If that means using user-generated content and working to give audiences a sense of control and ownership over their content, then that's fantastic. But I think we will always be curators, we will always be professional storytellers, and I think there will always be a role for that, and that's what public service broadcasters can do.
Is that the role of a professional TV guy in the future, to verify the truth, to verify the content, to curate the content, and not only to produce the content?
I think that could also be a role. I think what's important about organisations like the BBC is that we provide a role to facilitate different types of content, different types of conversations. We will sometimes be a broadcaster broadcasting out to our audience. Sometimes we will be in dialogue with our audience. Sometimes we'll be narrowcasting very specific pieces of content that small audiences really, really value. And we should be making sure that we produce content and have experiences that are across the range.
If you see the TV landscape in Germany, we have a quite old age group of TV viewers. And if you see the online landscape, we have quite young age groups. And there was recently a TV show that has been quit in Germany, like Wetten, das. So they said, okay, we failed with the show. We are not that popular anymore, still having 5 million viewers in the audience. But they quit the format because they said, okay, the TV behavior changed. And I'm not sure if it's the young people or the old people using other devices, but you also said the TV, the behavior changed. So could you give me a brief description what changed and how you try to react on that?
Yeah. What's changing is that audiences are choosing to watch when they want, how they want. So in terms of the platforms and the devices in which the content is available, they will often choose to watch it not in a linear broadcast. But as I said, linear TV is still the dominant way in which young people as well connect with programming. So it's still an important part of the mix, and we still have other linear TV channels where we will serve young audiences, sometimes with the content that's on BBC Three. So we're going to reflect that change. But I would say that TV behavior is changing, but human behavior doesn't change. So, for example, what linear TV brings you is the opportunity for a social experience, a shared experience with other people, the feeling of physically watching with others, and also being a part of something that's happening across the whole country. And we want to mirror some of that in BBC Three when it becomes digital, because we recognise that that's a big part of what audiences want and need from programming and content.
And as I understood you not just wanted to react on changing behaviors, you also want to shape their behaviors. Yeah. That's what I got.
Yeah.
Okay, I think we are running out of time here, so we have to go linear again. But online first from the Republica 2014. Thanks for having you, Ellie.
Thank
you. It was great.
It was great.
And we're now continuing with the program of the Republica 2014. You can watch all videos online on our website. You can also comment it on our YouTube channel. So please feel free to participate. Thanks.
Thank you.